Giggs. Giggs. No. Rhodri.
Is there anything that Lionel Messi is better than you at?
It's opinions. I respect your opinions. Maybe in your opinion Messi is better than me, but in my mind I'm better than him.
I do it again.
Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what, add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what, told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up, matter what, told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me, it's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just hit the money and go stack up. Only buy Carhartt cards and get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low.
Clap hands there. Sinker. Professional, see? Add it in because it could be a
t-shirt in the way.
Yes, indeed.
Did you wear yours?
I know. You had to do that, didn't you?
I brought mine.
He brought his. Podcast Nation. You can do it now for Rhodri Giggs and Rhodri Giggs on Football Friday 7:30.
I'll just start it.
What's happening? Hey guys, I'm Si. Welcome to Ace Podcast Nation, the home of Rhodri Giggs on Football. As you would have seen at the start of the show, there was a graphic for Neil Campbell, who tragically lost his life last weekend. Neil is one of us. Neil is one of the Ace Nation Army. Of course, he's the brother of Andy Campbell, who's been such a big part of the channel and obviously worked with me and Rhodri over the Euros and stuff like that. And he's been a massive part of it. He's a very close friend of mine. And we just wanted to pay tribute to Neil and offer our condolences and love and support to Neil, to Neil's family. Obviously his children, Andy, and their parents and everything else, which goes, everyone who's been affected by it. It's a shocking and sad loss, and all we can do is offer our love and support, and we are there for you, my friend, 100%. So, yeah, unfortunately, a somber way to start the show, but I also thought that it was necessary. Neil was a key, he watched the shows, he's been on the show with Andy, and obviously Andy's a big part of the channel. We're going to be talking all things football as ever, going forward now for the next hour or so. The promotions, relegations, survival fights, the Europa League is going on, Champions League, shockers. There's lots to discuss, club sales as well. So there's a lot to talk about. And as ever, I'm joined by ex-Salford City, ex-FC United winger, Mr. Rhodri Giggs. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm all right. You?
Yeah,
well, right, I'm all right. Yeah, I'm all right.
Shocked, but yeah, it's been a weird week, mate. It's been a not very nice week, and just kind of one of them which you want to almost end. But we'll carry on with the show, mate, and we'll go as we go. Loads to talk about, mate. It's unreal. My first question to you is: did Man City bottle it, or were Real Madrid just very, very good?
No, they definitely didn't bottle it. It's the Bernabeu at Real Madrid. They've scored 2 goals in a minute, 30 seconds. It's just one of them things. It's like, as it goes, I was watching something on it come on before, so I watched it like for a couple of minutes, something on the treble of one of the German players saying, just like, we just didn't know what had happened before we won the up, and the next minute the game's over and we're 2-1 down. We've lost. It's like, so it's one of them shell shock moments. You know, it's very intimidating plays, very loud plays, and when these teams get on a roll and they've scored one and they've got the tails up and they've got 4 minutes to go, they need to get another goal and they get one straight away. Yeah, they've done well to regroup really, but yeah, they've just gone on to win it in the end. And you know, it's just another failed Champions League campaign for City and Pep.
It's a weird one, see, because I've been saying for a while I think Liverpool are going to win the Champions League. I think they're the best team in Europe if they just look like they've got the momentum. But you know, sometimes it's like teams just have got their name on the trophy for it's just like it's fate. Like Madrid were largely outplayed by Chelsea, and they took their chances and they won the game. Largely outplayed by Paris, took their chances, won the game. Man City were by far the better team for 99% of that game and the first leg.
Well, this is why you can't buy experience. Plus, it's Real Madrid, Champions League, special things happen. You know, I think they've won it the most by far. So, and they haven't got scrubs in the team. They've got some very, very good experienced players: Cruz, Benzema, Modric. Some very good young players as well.
Yeah, the youngsters stood out for me, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
They've got more youngsters than I remember them having.
The end and saved them really. So, yeah, exactly. So, you can't. People say, "Oh, Liverpool are going to win it now." You're having a laugh. It's it's still Real Madrid in the Champions League final, and it's a one-off game. It's going to be very, very tight. So, yeah, I don't see Liverpool running away with it.
Well, if you look at who Real Madrid have beaten. You can't they won't be scared to play anyone. They've beaten all the big boys to get there, haven't they? So
no, exactly, yeah.
I do think Liverpool have got the momentum, but I just think you'd be stupid to think that it's going to be a walkover or an easy game because the one thing which struck me about Madrid watching live yesterday was I can't remember seeing so many young players playing for Madrid, like vastly inexperienced, really. That level, if you like. I know
but
some of them were
technically very, very good.
Oh, unbelievable. Like you said, those youngsters changed the game for Madrid. Vinicius and the Rodrigo. But I thought the boy Kavinga, I think it is. I might be pronouncing that wrong. I thought he was unbelievable for the whole game. So good. And these are the players which don't always get the headlines, the likes of him, because they go to Benzema and Rodrigo and the rest of them. Yeah. At the end of the day, whilst I kind of agree with you. I don't think City bottled it. However, they lost that tie in the first half of the first leg because they had so many chances to kill that game and put it to bed, and they didn't take them. Madrid had 3 shots on target last night, including a penalty, and they've come away with a victory.
Well, then you have to say that not having a centre forward is coming back to bite them in the ass.
And that's
because if you stick Harry Kane or a very good centre forward in that team, or Aguero or anyone,
takes those chances in the first leg.
Yeah, these players finish them off. That's why they're top strikers.
Because Grealish had a couple of chances, didn't he, which he missed, and
he was unlucky. He had one cleared off the line, and he was unlucky. But it's still ones that he would think he should have scored. He's done the hard work. The keeper's laid down basically. All he's got to do is play it into an empty net. And he's rolled it in, but all these things that you look back and that they'll regret for the rest of their lives. It'll be in their mind. In semi-final, Bernabeu, 1-0 up, 4 minutes to go, and then they end up getting beat. So, and they've had chances to seal it as well, but just before Real Madrid come back into it. So that's one that'll sting for a long, long time.
Yeah, I think so. I think. If you get outplayed in the Champions League, you just accept it in some ways. You're playing the best teams in Europe, don't you? And I think, but when you're largely the better team, but then somehow you come away having been done, it does stick in your craw, as it were.
Yeah. Thing.
I wonder, like Pep has taken sabbaticals before. Do you think there's any chance that he might walk away from City? There's been rumours of a contract, but it hasn't been signed supposedly. And
I don't see that. I don't see that happening yet. No, to be honest. Like I say, it'll be one that'll sting. They'll have to go on and win the league.
Yeah, they got to make sure, haven't they, that they win the league now.
Yeah,
if they don't win the league, then it's a failure.
They've got to be professional now and put that to bed. And there's still 4 or 5 games left, whatever it is, and they've got to go and win them now and win the league.
Like, how difficult is that? Like, obviously, you've played yourself, but also with your brother as well. Like, how difficult is it to go out of or lose a Champions League final, but then you've still got 2 games to play where you absolutely have to win them in the league? Like, how difficult is it to pick yourself up, particularly for City, because they've never won the Champions League, so it's so big for them. Like,
it's not difficult at all, really. It depends on your character. If you just lost a big game like that, the next thing you want to do is play a game and put it right. So, and that is by winning the league and winning out these games that they've got left and beating Liverpool. If they don't do that, then it'll be even worse. So they've got to, however they've got to do it. They are professionals. And they've got to suck it up. Yes, it will sting, but they've got to put it to bed and finish the job. Because if it seeps into them now, then it'll affect the games, and then they won't win the league, and then they'll come away with nothing. So,
and I think we all agree that no one wants Liverpool to win the quadruple. So
no.
We can't cope with that. So a couple of comments which kind of I find quite interesting. GD Parry said, "This is why Liverpool are running Man City so close in the league, because they haven't got a striker." Do you agree with that? Or do you think, like, Liverpool are a big team?
5 or 6 to choose from. So, and City have basically got Jesus.
Yeah. He's done well lately, but I mean, for a whole season, he's not having a striker.
If you stick Harry Kane in that side, then the league's already done and finished.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure about that, but I do like they centre forward is
because at one point, Si, if you're getting to 12, 15 points in front, they don't.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point, actually. Yeah, they were well clear.
They don't lose points with the centre forward. They just don't.
Yeah, because you kind of grind out more and more wins, wouldn't you? And you get goals, which you haven't got with no striker. So yeah, I could see that.
As a host, if you've done your research, you've known that about.
Well, yeah. It's lazy, isn't it? I just come straight from my boys' football, haven't I? So I'm even going nuts.
I'll back you up.
Shocking, unprofessional, but luckily I've got
partnership. I'll back you up.
That's it, mate. That's it. You are basically. I was trying to think of a donkey footballer then to back up that I couldn't think of one. So I'll let you off. I'll think of it later. Another comment. Natalie said a couple of interesting comments from Natalie. Actually, Natalie says 100 million for Grealish, who does nothing yet. Liverpool had Diaz, Jota, and 2 other players for the price of Grealish, and they've pretty much changed their team. Yeah, I think that's a fair comment.
It is a fair comment. It's basically City buying something really they don't really need. And that's like United over the road. And City haven't really done that over the last few years. They've done it when they started because, they're getting going. But of late, they haven't really done that. They've needed a certain position and they've gone out and got it. But bringing Grealish in, it's something that they didn't really need.
Did they sign Grealish because if they didn't, he was going to go to United, do you think?
I don't agree. No. It's the same thing with Ronaldo. He was never going to go to City. No, I don't think United were ever in for Grealish, to be honest.
Okay.
If they would, then it would be the same question. Why have they brought him in? We don't need him. We need a centre forward or we need a midfielder. So, yeah, it's definitely if look at Paul Pogba, 90 million quid. He gets Van Basten for playing badly. Grealish isn't even playing.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know where I stand with Man City. Like, I just think part of me thinks they've bottled it again because they've done it before. But I think this was different because the only thing which makes me kind of lean on that kind of shtick, if you like, of them bottling it is the fact they missed so many chances. It was their fault they haven't got a strike, or it's Pep's fault or whoever's fault that they haven't got a centre forward. So when you look at it, it is the manager to blame, basically, isn't it?
Yeah, it is on the manager. Yeah, 100%. You know, look at the changes that he made at the end to go defensively, where he should have kept on going for the throw. So, you know, they took Bruyne off, took Mahrez off. He were doing really well. So, all questions that are to be asked now they've got beat. If they didn't get beat, then you want to be questioning it, but you have to question them because they got beat. Would you have got beat with them same players? Would you have gone on to get more goals? You know, it's all questions that'll be asked because they got beat.
How do you think the board and the owners react to another failure in the Champions League?
They won't be happy, will they?
Because them in Paris, their owners have made it very clear that the Champions League is what they want, and they just cannot seem to get over the line, either of them.
It's not easy, mate. It's not easy. It's very not easy, especially with in the Premier League. You see, you can get away with it week in, week out. Champions League, you know, when you get to that tight top four and you're playing elite teams, that's when it gets found out.
And this is it. Like Man City can go and play. I'm going to pick any team out of the hat. Say Leeds on a Saturday. Leeds can miss 4 or 5 chances, or Man City can miss 4 or 5 chances, but they'll still win 3-0. Whereas you go and play these top teams around Europe, you miss your 3 or 4 chances, they'll take their 1 or 2, and then suddenly you're 2-0 down or whatever, and you've lost the game of football. And that's the difference, I think, between the elite level and the domestic levels, I think, because, like I said, Madrid had three shots on target, including a penalty, and come away with the win.
Yeah, it's just, you know,
you've got to take them.
As I like to say to my pal Stez, there'll be no croissant sniffing this year.
Leslie says,
no hot dog smelling, no croissant.
Leslie says, every season they crumble. Every season they're favourites to win every competition and have been for 4 years. Hang on, they're mugs. They keep backing the great contenders against the Masters.
I wouldn't go that far. I think it's just a matter of time. It's just they've got to get over the hump. It is just a matter of time. I remember United, when they first started playing Europe, they get so far and so far, and then they get used to it. And, you know, City now know they need a top centre-forward if you're going to compete at that top level. Because if they did have a centre-forward, the first game would have been dead and buried. And, yeah, the league would be sewn up, in my opinion. So,
yeah, 100%. I mean, we said it at the start of the season, in fairness. When they didn't sign Harry Kane, we said they've got to sign someone else.
Yeah, and they brought in Grealish, which they don't really need. It's a luxury they don't really need. And it could have been much better elsewhere.
So,
and that's probably what Pep can go to. Look, we brought him in. Was it his decision to bring him in? I don't think Pep would have wanted to bring Jack Grealish in. But, you know, if they're bringing in...
he's too similar to Foden, I do. I just think...
Well, Foden, Sterling, you know, Mahrez can play on the left.
Silva.
Still, yes. Yeah, so... yeah. And the way he plays, he's tippy-tappy, he slows the play down. It's going to take him a bit to get up to the way City have played, and that shows because he's 100 million quid and he's sat on the bench. So, yeah.
So Gaz, who's normally on YouTube, but he's working, sent me a message earlier, and he says, he asked the question. He said, why does Jack Grealish get away with it, but Jesse Lingard gets criticised for every little thing? To me, from the outside, they're pretty much the same player, just one's got 100 million price tag. There's no difference between Lingard and Grealish. And he then finishes off by saying, if anything, Lingard has proven that he can do it in the big games like cup finals and for England, and Jack Grealish hasn't. What do you say to that?
And the cost Manchester United 0.
Yeah, but Grealish is better than Lingard, isn't he? Or is he? Is it just a?
Well, you say he's better. You say he's better. Who's had the? I'll switch the question. Who's had the better career?
How old?
Even we're talking about. We're talking Lingard scored twice in an FA Cup final.
Yeah. So
just that alone.
And in fairness to Lingard, he's done quite well for England.
Lingard's done it the hard way. He's been all over the show. Ipswich, all over the show. No, his problem was he should have gone when he went to West Ham because of the love of Man
Yes,
United.
he should have gone in the summer.
Because of the love of the club he was at. If it was anywhere else, he would have gone. He's flying at West Ham. And look at him now. Yes, they're going to go out in the semi-final, but, with a Jesse Lingard, would have gone further. But, he's kicking himself. But, he loved Man United and he's still been treated like crap. He shouldn't be talking to ex-players, who ex-players then stitch him up by saying, I hope Jesse won't mind me saying it. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Yeah. No, he won't. No, he won't. But he'll think, right. So it'll make a lot of other things talking. Well, he must be the leak that's coming out. If he's telling this and he's telling that, it just brings more questions onto him. And then his brother comes out, which he's got a valid point. But yeah, it's just I feel sorry for him, to be honest, because he stayed for the love of the club and they've treated him like crap.
Well, here's the thing. I got a kind of double thing with that. So Jesse Lingard was allowed to leave in the summer. Man United were going to let him go. However, Jesse Lingard turned West Ham down because he knew he was up for free at the end of the year. So he knew in January or in the summer he was going to get a big payday, a big contract, etc., etc. So he chose to stay at the start of the season with that in mind. However, in the meantime, the Greenwood situation has obviously occurred, which has meant that Man United then won't let him go in January and he's got to sit out the season. And he's effectively wasted the season. He's lost his place in the England squad. And he's, with hindsight, definitely the wrong decision. Should have gone in the summer. But is that, if we're being really harsh, is that an example of footballers being more concerned with money and contracts?
No, but that's your perception of it. That's not the reality.
I suppose. But
so,
it's based in facts.
My thinking on it is that he's tried to stay, and trying to win his place back, thinking he's better than what he's seeing in training, and it's not happened for him. So he's wanted to get off, but the Greenwood stuff's happened, and then they've wanted to keep him on, and then he's not even played then. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, I accept that that's a possibility because he's been at United so long. He obviously loves the club, so I do accept that's a possibility. But
then by that, the last game of the season, you're winning 2-0, 3-0, games finished and done, and he's bringing Cavani on. He's bringing who else did he bring on?
He gave the other two a send off.
Cavani on. He brought Phil Jones on in midfield. So that's a message that keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, a couple of players got a send off, didn't they? But Jesse Lingard didn't. I wouldn't have had a problem with that if he had brought on a youngster rather than Cavani. My only issue with it is because Cavani has had a questionable attitude this season at most, and I felt like if he had brought on like a 16-year-old or 17-year-old instead of Jesse Lingard, that's fine. That's what you do at the end of the season. That's what United do. But to bring on Cavani, who's barely played, has had a bad attitude, and not give Lingard a send-off, who's had the right attitude and tried to win his place back, it's a bit...
I wouldn't say Cavani's had a bad attitude. He just made a quavers. He just breaks down every 2 seconds. So
he was available for Uruguay, wasn't he? Let's just say that.
Yeah. So do you have the same opinion about Gareth Bale?
I don't mind, because I'm Welsh, but
okay.
Madrid fans think the same thing.
Right, so you're a bit hypocritical then, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I want my team to do well, and I want Gareth Bale.
No, it's the same situation. It is
a similar situation, isn't it?
Some people love the country more than the football club.
Yeah, I mean, some people value like friendlies and competitive games as well.
When he did play, he always give 100%. He never, but he was just not on the pitch long enough.
Do you know? I thought Cavani last year for United was actually. He was the one that made them better. Yeah, because they had
you're going to play more in the last year. Then out of the blue, Ronaldo comes, and that puts his nose out of joint. So
yeah, these boys, they got egos, haven't they?
These players are temperamental players. Remember, he was arguing with Neymar and Mbappe when he's in PSG. So these players are temperamental players. They've got egos. So.
Yes, Donna, you have missed the Real Madrid and Man City talk. We're now going to talk about Liverpool and Villarreal. Villarreal got slated last week for the first leg performance, and I think probably a bit harshly, although they weren't very good. I thought they were pretty good this week. and they gave Liverpool a scare, mate.
Yeah, 2-0.
They just didn't
2-0
quite pull it off.
result at Anfield. You've got to go there and just put your tin hat on and get out of there with some kind of result. Yeah, yes, Liverpool had a lot of possession, but 2-0 wasn't really a bad result. It's shown it in the second game, but they just couldn't hold on. Liverpool were just too strong. And yeah, they come out.
Who impresses you, mate? I know you're like me. You don't like Liverpool.
Nothing impresses me about Liverpool. I watch them and think, then I don't even think they're a good, attractive team to watch.
Really? I find that interesting because I think they're about as good to watch as in the Premier League. Really, they got exciting players.
Yes,
I hate saying it.
Yes, when they've got a couple of goals and they've got the backs up and they're passing, boom, 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 boom. But it's just pressure. No, and it's effective though. Very, 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 very effective. So, but I've never looked at Liverpool and thought, you know what, these are a real good team to watch.
They do seem to have the momentum at the moment. Like everything is just flowing and going.
Well, they have because everyone's on board and they've got real firepower.
Who's the boy that signed in January?
Salah, Mane. Who's the other one?
Who's the one they signed in January?
Jota.
The South American one who they signed in January. He just looks special. I can't remember his name.
Diaz.
Yeah, that's the one. I think he looks like a special footballer. And they're the type of footballers who, if he goes on,
put a bid in for him, didn't they? And Liverpool hijacked it. Yeah.
And if he goes and lives up to his potential, because obviously he is still young, like they're the type of footballers who, if you can pick them up when they're 20, 21, they can go on and be special.
The only problem with Liverpool is they lose one player, like they did last year, and
it's catastrophic.
Yeah. Where I don't think that would be happening with City.
Well, you say that they haven't had a centre forward and they've struggled. So
Shea struggled at the top of the league.
Yeah, it's very true.
And they've got the Champions League.
Yes, Donna, you should definitely watch it back later because it was really good. And we had a tribute to Neil Campbell at the start of the show as well. Craig Sullivan just said Ruben Diaz had a pre-contract signed with Cardiff City, and then they got relegated, so it didn't kick in. That's unbelievable. That can't be true, surely. No. It's another reason why Cardiff is an absolute shit show. Lastly, on the Champions League, mate, Liverpool Madrid. How do you see that game playing out? Tight,
just tight. The Champions League final will be very, very tight, unless someone scores early and runs away with it. But I don't see that happening. Because Real Madrid have got some experience in the team, and it'd be just tight. It's just one of them nervy, tight games.
It's true, unbelievable.
Unless we get a free-flowing game of football, but I don't see that happening.
The way I see it, I think Madrid are going to try and hit Liverpool on the break, aren't they? Because they're going to try and soak up the pressure, and then they'll try and be clinical with their chances. But Liverpool are going to press and try and win the ball high up. So you could end up with an end-to-end game, but not in the traditional sense, if that makes sense.
I think that they'll be in trouble on the left, on Liverpool's right-hand side, because if he can run Kyle Walker like that into the ground, then
Vinicius is it? Is that
yeah. If he can run Kyle Walker into the ground like that, where he basically gets carried off, then.
Who's the Liverpool right back? Is that
Trent Alexander?
All right, go. Yeah.
So yes, he's brilliant going forward, but he ain't the best defensively. And with
is he better than Kyle Walker?
Not defensively, no.
Okay, interesting.
Reece James is the best out of all of them, really. If you weigh it all up.
Oh, from an English point of view, you mean?
From an English point of view, yeah.
I like the Scottish lad who plays for Liverpool at fullback.
Yeah,
that's Robertson.
If Robertson was there, then you wouldn't have a problem because defensively he's solid and he's very quick. But this Trent Alexander and this kid that I like this kid. He looks good. He looks quick, powerful. He's got skill to score goals. He'll be a problem for Liverpool.
So, yeah, it's a weird one. But I want to talk about the Chelsea sale, mate, because it's turning into a bit of a shit show. Like, it started off, Abramovich said that he wouldn't ask for any loans back, blah, blah, blah. He just was going to sell the club and the proceeds would go to the sale. And then when they did the bidding process, it came out that as part of the sale, the money would go to this company, which was effectively Abramovich. So he was going to get the loans prepaid. Now he said again today that he hasn't asked for the loans to be repaid. And then I saw some Chelsea fans on Twitter saying, well, hang on a minute. At no point over the last, 10 years or whatever it's been, as he said that this money was loaned. So what's going on? Because
dodgy Russian, isn't it?
Well, these football owners, mate, isn't it? At least the Glazers are open about ripping United off.
Don't get me started on that.
We'll talk about that one day in detail. Maybe in the summer, mate, we'll do a show on the Glazers.
Yeah.
Because I would be really interested to hear you, like a detailed take on it. And also, we'll get Phil Brown on as well, and we'll have a chat to him about it and the Glazers and what's what with it. And perhaps explain to people exactly like how much money and how they're taking it. So, yeah, the Chelsea thing's a weird thing. I hope they just get on with it and get it done for the Chelsea's point of view, because you don't want to see clubs going bust. Basically,
no, that won't happen.
You'd like to think so, but
that won't happen.
Did you hear? I know we normally sort of keep it Premier League, Championship, Champions League. I've got to ask you about this because when I was reading it, Meg, I was so shocked, and I was like, "This can't be true." Did you hear about the Crawley manager, John Yems? So he's the manager of Crawley Town, who play League Two.
I know what you mean.
So he has been suspended indefinitely from his role as manager since allegations were made 2 weeks ago. He's not commented publicly on the claims, but he is believed to deny them. So apparently he referred to players of Asian heritage within the squad as terrorists, suicide bombers, and curry munchers. He created racially segregated dressing rooms with white players told don't change in the black boys' room, made racial slurs about the black players and players of Asian heritage. The extent of the abuse caused a number of players to complain to the PFA, with reports suggesting some have also sought counselling because of the effects on their mental health from being around that situation. And then there's like a statement, just he's basically the FA saying we're aware of it. It's all alleged.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind, even though it's alleged. I have no doubt in my mind that it's all true. I've seen this guy's interviews. He's a bellend.
Is he? I'm not familiar with him at all. The only thing which I found I've
seen a few of his interviews. He's a dickhead.
The only thing I found a bit weird with him is, or with the situation, was that there's so much, like the dressing rooms, the name calling, all the different things, which, I just listed like a small bit of it. Like in this day and age, I can't imagine like even one player being all right with that and being like, hang on a minute. Like surely they'd all be like, hang on a minute, shut up.
Yeah.
Or do you know what I mean? But,
it tells you what kind of team you've got.
Yeah, look, if that is true, they should throw the book at him and he should never be involved in football again.
Right, well, he won't. It'll all come out, and these people don't last. These dinosaurs. He's probably been getting away with it for years. So, yeah,
imagine. I mean, he must have felt comfortable. Like he must have felt that when he was going to segregate.
Take his interviews out after the game. The geezer's an idiot, an absolute. Just watch his interviews. All I say to you is just watch his interviews and then have a judge of what the kind of character he is.
I will definitely have a look at it. But there's one thing being a bell end, and there's another thing doing all those things I've just listed.
You're an idiot. Don't need people like this in the game. You're an idiot.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. And look, for legal reasons, it's alleged. It's at the moment it's not.
It is alleged, but in my mind,
you think it's fact. Like you think he done it.
I have no doubt.
And the fact that several players have kind of complained, I think adds more weight to it because it's
Yeah,
not one.
When one comes out, they all do, don't they? Just needs one.
But do you know what I mean? Like it's not like a player who's been dropped or fired or something, and like he's disgruntled and he's making up all this stuff. Like this is a group, the whole group or a big portion of the group.
Just comes across in the interviews, just comes across as a bully and an idiot.
Yeah. I wanted to get your take on that, mate. I couldn't believe what I was reading.
I've seen the guy's interviews and I talked about today about someone. He's an idiot, an absolute idiot. Just watch his interviews.
I'd never heard of him until today. Like the
only reason I know about him because I've seen his interviews after game and I'm like, what is this guy on about? An idiot.
Natalie brings up a subject which I was about to go on to next. Anyway, Christian Eriksen looks like he might leave Brentford and go to Tottenham. Do you think we talked about this with some other people about going back? Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Like, do you think that's the right move for him to go back to Spurs?
I could see him go back. I was at the game Monday, and he was, apart from Ronaldo, he was the best player on the pitch. He was unbelievable. Corners, free kicks, passes, shots. He was everywhere. He was unbelievable. And that's what Manchester United need, a player like him in the middle of the park. I'd be amazed if he doesn't start Old Trafford next year.
He's been linked to Liverpool, United, Tottenham, Brentford, obviously, and there was one other club as well, I think.
Especially playing so well at Old Trafford. I'd be amazed if he's not Old Trafford. He's only 30, 29, 30. He's not old. The
only way I see he could possibly go back to Spurs is he's obviously got an affinity there with them. However, if I remember correctly, it went a bit sour with the owner because he denied him a move, didn't he? After
I don't see him going back there.
So I don't. That's why I don't think he'll go back.
Remember watching the program on Amazon with Tottenham?
Yeah,
and he was on it. He was like he didn't want to go. He was unhappy. The only thing that would say if he's like got family and he's in London and he likes plays London, don't know, but I would be amazed if he's not Old Trafford next year because he's a player. He's a proper player.
But surely, if he gets the choice of United, Liverpool, say, or United, Liverpool, Man City, is he not going to go to one of the clubs in the Champions League who are challenging for the title because he's 29, 30?
Depends, mate. Depends. Playing at Old Trafford every week,
Did he? Sorry to interrupt you. Did he play under Ten Hag when he was at Ajax? I have to check that. No, I don't think they would have coincided with it. It was too long ago.
No, but he would obviously know about him. Being at Ajax, and obviously, I'm pretty sure he would have watched the game. It's so different when you're actually at the game and you see his movement, and it's just totally different when you're at the game. You watched it and you watched it live.
So you'd like he's been right. And look,
100%. On a free
he's free as well.
100%.
So Natalie, you said there about Mitrovic from Fulham, one to watch. So I disagree a little bit with that. For me, Mitrovic is one of those guys who, and I hope he proves me wrong next year, but he seems to be one of these guys who, and he's too good for the Championship, but hasn't quite been able to get it going in the Premier League, hasn't quite been able to score the same amount of goals. Hopefully he can get it together and to have the same form in the Premier League for Fulham, because I think Fulham have got a really good team. And if they keep some of those loan players as well, they've got, I think, a decent Premier League team as well. But Mitrovic has struggled in the Premier League previously. So I'd be very interested to see how he does next year. But he's done amazing this year, again, in the Championship. But he always does. Every time Fulham have come down, Mitrovic has scored bags and bags of goals in the Championship. But then they go back up and he'll get like a couple. So,
they don't get as many chances. He doesn't get as many chances in the Premier League. That's why. And, it's, they're mostly defending. So he needs to be an attacking side, Mitrovic. He struggles when it's just, he's just defending.
Craig says Mitrovic is a different player this season to previous. He's lost weight and he's got fitter and more professional. Yeah, I think that's fair, and obviously that can make a difference. I think Harry Wilson makes a big difference to him as well. I think Harry Wilson's been outstanding for Fulham this year, and he's created so many chances. Any striker who's scoring 41 goals in 41 games has had a blinding, unbelievable
100%.
season.
Yeah, you can't knock his season.
And that's why I was clear to say I'm not knocking him. I'm not saying that like he's he's not good enough for the Premier League. I was just pointing out that he has always done well in the Championship, but hasn't quite been able to replicate that in the Championship, in the Premier League. Sorry. I hope he does though, because I quite like him as a player. I like he's aggressive, and I like that. Yeah, David Brooks got the all clear, mate. That was great to see.
Oh, no, yeah, I've seen that.
Look, he looks really healthy. He looks well. Obviously, for Wales, that could be massive. I think the Scotland game would be too early for him. But I mean, if he can get back playing at the start of next year and through the summer, he could make the Wales World Cup squad realistically. If he's playing regular.
Yeah, 100%. He's
a very good player. Good option for Wales to have.
Yeah, he's got experience as well. He played for Wales a few times now, but yeah, that'd be a good story that as well. That's if we get through.
Got to get through past Scotland. On that note, got a question for you. Kiefer Moore, previous to his injury, had a terrible season at Cardiff, was slated rightly for his attitude, his effort. I think I'm right in saying he had lost his place in the Wales starting lineup. But then he got injured. Obviously, Wales played without him then and adapted their tactics and did quite well without him. However, previous to that, he'd always done well for Wales, and he'd always been the focal point of their tactics. Do you think he starts against Scotland? Because has he done enough by scoring 3 goals in 3 games or whatever it is?
Is he at Bournemouth now?
Yes. He scored 3 goals in 3 games. However, is that enough to regain his starting place for Wales? Or do you think he's got to stay on the bench?
Depends how they want to play it and how they want to go. Were they happy enough the way they played against Austria, which was very good? So did they want to go away from that? Because why would you want to change the squad if everyone's fit? You would keep them and then keep them as a good option off the bench. So I would probably say if everyone's fit and the pack kind of go in the same formation, they'd probably keep the same team.
If I'm Sam Vokes or if I'm Brennan Johnson and Kiefer Moore starts the next game for Wales in front of me, I'm disappointed. I think Sam Vokes and Brennan Johnson have both had exceptional seasons this year. Kiefer Moore has not. He's only just come back from injury. And I think if Kiefer Moore was to start in front of those 2 guys, like Brennan Johnson is not a target man.
But
he is a forward. They'd be disappointed.
Yeah, but some managers don't think like that. Look at Gareth Southgate. If he was going off league form, Harry Maguire and some players would be nowhere near the England team. Kiefer Moore's coming for Wales. He's done very, very well. He's played for Wales. So that's what the managers have in their mind. They don't think about the season. If he's played there, he's playing for Wales and he's done well for me. Blah, blah, blah,
He's never let Wales down, Kiefer Moore.
Yeah, exactly. That's what managers look at and think about. They don't think, he's on. Well, maybe they'll think back a little bit, but they'll always go back to, he's always
what's he done for me?
He's always done well for me, though.
Never let me down. It's definitely an interesting one. Sam Vokes will never let Wales down. Brennan Johnson.
I say, they played so well against Austria. Why would you change it? You would keep that same team, and you say, you've done well. You've got us to this point. Here we go. We've got a great option. Kiefer Moore on the bench. Great to have options just in case. But yeah.
Oh, mate, that Scotland game is going to be unbearable.
Or Ukraine.
Or Ukraine. I do apologise.
But you could, but it could go the other way. They could think, Kiefer's done well for me when we played him in the past, so we're going to go back to him. Whichever the manager feels best is the best team to win.
Yeah. It's going to be very interesting to see how the Wales situation develops over the next few months. what did I see? I saw someone say that Newcastle might go after Mitrovic. I can't find the comment though, so I apologise to whoever said that. Do you think that'd be a good signing for Newcastle, or do you think they'll be aiming higher?
Yeah, higher. Like buying a championship. I just
record breaker.
Yeah, no.
I think they're going for more Europa League, Champions League players now, aren't they?
Yeah.
I tell you what, they might go for.
It's like, you could see him at Burnley, Southampton, Newcastle. Newcastle are going. Looking top 6 now, top 8.
Richarlison, I think they might go for from Everton. I think he's a bit more realistic.
Alisson, Lingard. There'll be big movement for Newcastle this year. Big movement.
You put Lingard and Richarlison straight into that side, mate, and straight away it looks very good.
Yeah.
So
big centre half. Another centre midfielder. They're on the way then.
Indeed. Maradona's Hand of God shirt sold for £7.1 million.
No, yeah.
If I had the money,
my claim to fame is Steve Hodge got nutmegged when I played him on the Stoke Britannia Stadium, and he wasn't happy about it, and he booted me.
So you're the equivalent to Maradona then, yeah?
No. Half that 86 team couldn't run.
Couldn't get near him, could they?
Yeah. I'd be able to run quicker than them now at my age. They were Peter Reid, Steve Hodge, all good players, but not very mobile. And it was 100-degree heat in Mexico. That would have helped.
Yeah, you let them off. Can you have you got any memorabilia, like really special memorabilia?
No, not really. I didn't really.
Not a collector. No. Haven't you got any of your brother's shirts or anything?
I used to have loads, but I used to give them all away or I used to sell them out. I've had loads.
Yeah. I don't know. You've made me think about that England team now, and thinking how bad they were. But Maradona was special, mate.
Yeah, but £7.1 million.
It's unreal, that, isn't it? I'd have paid it if I had the money. I'd pay it though for that shirt. I would like that shirt.
Yeah, just wear it to either side.
Yeah, I would just wear it around the house. Like.
Yeah, just wear it. No, just wear it every time I'm going out playing football. Just put it on.
Get kebab sauce all over it. What if you could pick any shirt from any period that you would like? What shirt would you pick?
That one.
You'd have that one, would you? There's no other shirt you have.
Pele 74-10.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, the Pele shirt where Brazil played Wales would be quite a good one. Way back in the 50s.
In that same game we were talking about there, that Steve Hodge, the manager was Pele.
Was it?
Yeah. Well, it's on my WhatsApp. You can see all the pictures on my Instagram. But Gordon Banks was the manager of the England side, and we was playing for Brazil side, and Pele was the manager. I remember sitting on the bench. And the game was going on. I didn't start, so I was on the bench. I'm sitting there. I'm looking at him, thinking, "No way am I sat next to Pele here." I'm sat next to him, and I'm looking at his trainers, thinking, "Fuck, they're decent trainers. Then what are them trainers? What make them?" So I looked in, and it said Pele 10.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, they're the best trainers ever. Pure black. What make of them? It just said Pele 10.
How old was he then? When he went when he played in that game?
Oh, we're talking 2000. We're talking a good 15 years ago.
So he still would have been like 70s or something, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he was a lot healthier than he was these days. But yeah, he would have been about 70s, 60s. I tell you who else was with him? Desmond Tutu.
What? So random,
in the changing room, steaming drunk in the changing room.
Go on,
Desmond Tutu, off his head he was.
Go on, Desmond. Was Desmond the translator for Pele? Because Pele's English isn't that great, is it?
Yeah,
Desmond Tutu doing the translating.
Yeah, Pele was just nod. Yeah.
Too cool for school. Rangers 2-1 up. West Ham 1-0 down still by the looks of it.
Yeah, Leicester 1-0 down.
Let's talk a little bit about the Championship for a short minute. So Fulham and Bournemouth, automatic promotion. Forest just missed out. They lost to Bournemouth 1-0. I know a couple of Forest fans who were not happy with the referee in that game, but they got to dust themselves up now, mate, and they got to make sure that they win the playoffs. Luton took a 7-0 whooping against Fulham, and all of a sudden now Middlesbrough look primed to nick that space from them. That sixth spot, like you've got Sheffield United and Luton on 72 points, and then Middlesbrough on 70. But 7-0, mate, that is a drubbing. So
yeah, it is. But you know,
Luton got to pick themselves up.
It is, but it's in their own hands. All they need really is a point. They're at home against Reading, who are safe, who are not had the greatest of the seasons. So you would still expect them to do it. Middlesbrough got Preston away, never easy. And who else is it? Middlesbrough, Sheffield United.
Who have they
got? Fulham. So yeah, that's not easy.
So, but if Luton draw and Borough win, I think Borough have got a better goal difference. They have. No, yeah, Borough's goal difference is plus 12.
Yeah,
and Luton's is plus 7.
Yeah, of course.
So really, Luton, to be sure, need a win. They could sneak in with a draw.
They could, but then you open Sheffield United beat Fulham. Have Fulham enjoyed the week too much and been unprofessional?
Yeah. Sheffield United
need to win. Fulham, I think, you know what, not even up for this. That could be a factor. But you would think Fulham, will be up for it. They just won the league. Nothing,
never the
reins on. That's a very difficult game. And like I say, Preston North End away, it's never easy.
It's not, but Preston haven't got anything to play for. My worry with Luton is
they have, mate. Yeah, you say that, but it's professional footballers and they're at home and they want to turn the fans off to it.
Yeah, I guess when it's your last home game.
I've never played a game of football and last game of the season thought, you know what, I'm just going to toss this off.
Yeah, no, I know. But Luton Town, mate, I'd be genuinely gutted for them if they don't make the playoffs after being in there all season, overachieving. But they got to pick themselves up. And there's nothing like getting absolutely molly-whopped 7-0. That's it's a big-time drubbing. They got to get themselves together, mate, because
they should be winning at home against Reading.
They got no time to what's the word I'm looking for?
If they don't get a result at home to Reading, then they've blown it themselves. It's no one else's fault but their own. So,
do you know what's mad is they lost 7-0. The first goal didn't go in until 30 minutes into the game.
Yeah, no.
Crazy. And the last one was 79 minutes. So it was all in the middle of the game. They just must have gone to pieces. I haven't seen the highlights of it.
No.
But they must have literally just capitulated. They've been very good all season, so I'd expect them to get it together. But we'll see, I guess. Right, guys and girls, get your questions in before we finish up. What else we got? Have a look in the comments. Sunderland, Sheffield Wednesday tomorrow. Is that tomorrow? Yeah, in League One. How is that? Is that League One table still like super tight, like it was a couple of weeks back? Let's have a look. Oh, Jesus! So, you got
how many go up? How many go up straight automatically? 2.
In League One, 2 go up automatic, and then you got the 4 in the playoff.
So it's only Plymouth that can really, Plymouth haven't really got a chance really unless they score 5 or 6 goals.
What is it for? I mean, if Wickham lose 2-0 and Plymouth win 3-0, you suppose they'd go up, wouldn't they? But
you're asking a lot there, though, aren't you?
Yeah, depending on who they're playing. But Milton Keynes will fancy that, mate. They will fancy nicking in there above Rotherham. A goal difference. 37
and when these games played, they play on Sunday then?
I'm not sure. So
League
now,
playoff
right,
semi-final
as
Sunday.
we are talking, Milton Keynes are losing to Wickham 1-0. So,
All right, so it's going on as we speak, isn't it?
yeah, so Wickham are winning at home to Milton Keynes. So at that table, which I was just looking at,
That's
that's
finished.
the live table. There's 73 minutes gone. So
Live table. We know about that table's done. It's finished.
oh, it's finished, is it? Am I looking at the wrong?
Yeah, this is the playoffs now.
It's the
We're in the
playoffs. Ignore me,
Yeah.
mate. Apologies, Craig. Where you gone? Where's your camera gone?
Sorry.
Come on, man. Professional. There he is. You need to get a bloody haircut, you do, don't you?
Yeah, no, yeah, I went the other day. It's short. Go on.
What? Yeah. So playoffs then. We're at Wickham beating Milton Keynes. Is it 2 legs?
Yes.
Yes, 2 legs. Josh McEachran got sent off. That's why. Well, not why, because he got sent off just now.
Yeah, the other one's on Sunday.
I got you. So, see, I would have fancied Milton Keynes Dons.
And the other one must be tomorrow and Monday. Sheffield Wednesday, Sunderland. That'll be a good one.
Oh, Sheffield Wednesday, Sunderland. That'll be feisty. That will. God,
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Like
My when I was at YTS at Torquay, you get given 2 players to clean boots, and Darren Moore was the player who I cleaned his boots.
I bet he's really nice guy.
Pardon?
I bet he's a really nice guy, Darren Moore.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is from Birmingham. Big
really
friendly
sound
guy.
lad, like.
Yeah, good player. Biggest feet ever.
Yeah, I apologise. I cocked it up about the playoffs. I was looking at the wrong table. Yeah. Jeez, come on now. Let me off. It's been a big day.
About me being professional, but we'll carry on.
Getting absolutely rinsed in the comments by Rob Boyle. Not having it at all.
Yeah. He's calling me unprofessional, Rob.
Shocking.
I don't even know what playoffs are going on.
Shocking stuff. West Ham look like they're going out. They're 3-1 down in aggregate with 20 minutes to go.
You've got to be disciplined, especially in the big games. Like, you can't be having a man sent off after 15, 20 minutes. You just can't.
Who got sent off? Cresswell.
By VAR, by the looks of it as well.
Yeah, poor mate. Poor. Rangers still.
Rangers at the moment.
You cannot, mate. I tell you what, all right, you can't knock them, can you? Because they haven't done it. They've played some big teams.
Ibrox, once they get their tails up the Ibrox, it's loud, it's noisy. They've got a decent side.
I said to you though, didn't I, mate, that last week that 1-0 away, a loss at Leipzig. It's a good result.
Yeah,
because Ibrox is like you say, it's a hard place to go.
I've been watching the Leicester game.
So yeah, I'd be interested. What's the Leicester score then?
1-0 down to Roma.
So what's the Leicester thing? That's the conference, is it?
What?
Is that the conference or something?
Yeah, it must be. Yeah, it must be.
Confusing Europa League situation. So in the Premier League then now, who goes into what in positions?
I don't know. I'm not interested. All I know.
You've got to get ready, mate. You're going to be in the conference next year.
I'm not interested. I don't watch it. I don't watch Thursday night football. I'm not interested in it.
Does anyone?
So if we're not in the top 4, then
top 4 trophy.
No, even number top 4. It's not in a great season, is it?
No.
It's not Arsenal.
Yeah, I do hate that thing of like when teams.
It's pathetic.
Think that finishing 4th is an achievement.
Yeah, it's
like
pathetic.
Don't get me wrong. If Brentford finished 4th, that's an achievement.
Yeah, or Leicester or West Ham, or we should be finishing there automatically. We should be. If we're not, even if we do and we don't win anything, it's just
just get on with it, innit?
Pointless. Yeah.
Get on with it.
You don't attract players. You don't attract better players. Bollocks. They all come to Man United, getting 300-400 grand a week. You're going to come to United.
Do you think they need to? I've just remembered a question I was going to ask you. Do you think United have got to do something to bring their wage bill down because they haven't got
I think they'll do that this year with about 10 players leave.
But what I mean by that, I don't mean their wage bill generally. I mean signing players, basically motivating them by giving them massive amounts of money instead of a good amount of money with bonuses and for achieving on the pitch.
This is what they've got to do now. When they're not in the Champions League, they've got to attract them by overspending. This is where they're at.
Yeah, I mean that's the knock-on effect, isn't it? When you haven't got Champions League
United, they've always overspent because people know it's Man United. Same Real Madrid, same with other big teams. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah, I guess right.
Cardiff have always been the free market.
Wow,
it goes
forever and ever, mate. That's the way it goes. When your owners just refusing to spend any money, it's the way it is.
Me playing with violin.
Not very good, though, you. So come on now. There's no need for that. Don't hit a team when they're down. Don't hear me mocking Man United, you. Right, guys, you've got any questions? You've got about a minute and a half to get them in. If
45 seconds.
45 seconds. There we go. The man has spoken. I like to. We got 2 games left in the Premier League. What's the top 6 going to be?
City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, United, West Ham.
Would you rather United finish?
Don't care. You just did me go through that.
Yeah. So would you rather them finish out of the European places, so you haven't got to bother with the Europa League, or would you use it to blood the youngsters?
Yeah, it's still a good competition to be in for. When you've got a big squad, you need players to get games. It's still an extra game to get. I don't see it as a ball. Yeah, it's Thursday, Monday. It's the same if you play Wednesday, Saturday.
I don't know why more like with the big clubs like United and whoever. I don't know why they more don't. If it's such a ball ache for them as they make out.
Well, it's not been a ball ache. If you think about the last 4 years, we've got to the semi-final. We've won it. Semi-final, final. So
yeah. But I don't know why they don't use more of the academy players, give them some real experience.
Yeah.
And I suppose like United that's how Greenwood kind of
the problem you got at that is you've got to name the squad at the start of the season, so you can't really, if you want.
Yeah, I suppose.
If you want your first team players to be named that squad to get games, then you can't. It's hard. It's not difficult. It's like the Premier League. You've got to name a Premier League squad. You can't bring players in willy-nilly. It's not. It's not the Valley FA.
Yeah.
Down the Valley's FA.
Down the Valley's FA. Leslie says, ask Rhodri, are Middlesbrough getting in the top 6 in the Championship?
No.
He says, if you say no, you'll be eating your words on the weekend.
Luton are going to get a result. They've got their home against Reading. That's a home win for me.
I forgot something. So we'll finish off on this. Will sent me a little thing about the Super 6 this year. So I need to give you a bit of a boost because you've been slapped the last couple of weeks. So Sai versus Rhodri over the season. Who's been top of the Celebrity League the most? I've been top of it 6 times. You've been top of it 11. Double points.
Come on.
Double points.
Come on, carry on.
Double points most often. Me 7, you 9. Missed the most rounds. Me 5, you 14. Most head.
Say that again.
Most missed rounds, 14. That's your fault. It's not my problem.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. That's from the start.
5 you missed at the start. I've missed 5.
No.
Yeah, we worked it out
at
before.
The start, it was twice a week, remember?
Yeah, come on now.
Yeah, you remember.
Ask
Will to say when the start of the week were, I missed about 8 or 9 at the start. So there you go, 14. So you're just not even in the same. You're not even. So next year it's curtains for you, mate. It's not even close.
Next year I'll be winning it by the amount of points between me and you. Let me finish.
Whatever you're smoking, mate, put it down.
Most head-to-head wins is very, very close, actually. So I had 16, you had 18. So that's pretty close.
Every single one of them I'm beating you on.
But the thing that matters is how many points between us?
5
14. But how many points? How many actual points? Because points win prizes.
Yeah,
Points win your league.
Right, take away.
How many points? How many points?
Take away the 4, 5.
How many points?
That I've missed on purpose.
41 points.
10. So it's just not even the same. Out of them 10, out of them 10, say I get like 5 points out of them 10 weeks. 10 goals. That's 50 points.
Ifs and buts. You're like an Arsenal fan. Ifs and buts. Top 4. Woo.
No ifs and buts. It's facts.
Oh, mate.
The
only fact you need to know.
The facts there. Every single stat there I'm above you on, except the one.
Oh, mate. Listen to you now, right? Stats. And this is what Arsenal fans do on Twitter. Stats.
Yeah.
As Will says in his final message, he says, however, it's all about the points for sure.
Yeah.
And the points difference is I am 41 points ahead of you.
And I come in late and missed 9 times.
You missed 5 weeks at the start.
No,
missed 5 weeks.
No.
And it's just
missed 5 weeks. It's playing twice a week.
Yeah.
Playing start of the seasons. They're playing Saturday, Wednesdays because it's summer.
No one likes a sore loser, mate. Come on.
I'm not a sore loser. I'm just stating facts. I'm humble in victory or defeat. So
you've got to give the credit where
you're not really won, have you? You're mid-table, so you basically like Southampton.
Was that must make you what, Man United then, is it? Because you're even lower.
Yeah, because I'll be back to win it next year, where you'll be still mid-table fodder.
Mate, I'll be running away with it. You see what? As soon as I took it seriously, I had 41 points in weeks. A couple of weeks ago, you were 3 points ahead of me. How many times?
Name them stats again. Let's go again. How many times
I've turned my phone off, mate. Sorry. Professional now.
Yeah.
So that's the way it is. 41 points is just the way it is. 41 points.
Well done for coming 20th.
650 seconds. Never mind. No, it's all good fun. We raised a lot of money for charity. That's the main thing. And I won. So, that's all that matters. Right, guys and girls, as ever, we'll be back next Thursday. What we got? Fight show Sunday. My Story Tuesday. If you didn't watch it,
who's winning Saturday? KG Oliveira.
Oof. Oliveira, probably, I think.
Have you watched the first Ultimate Fighter? I watched it this morning.
I haven't. No, I'm going to watch that tonight, actually.
Yeah, I watched it this morning. It's good.
Yeah, I love a bit of Ultimate Fighter.
So you fancy Oliveira?
Yeah, I think so.
Gagey's game.
Gagey's an animal, isn't he? Absolute animal. Leslie says he can't wait till next week when you're eating your words about Middlesbrough. He's very confident Middlesbrough are getting that final playoff place.
Leslie, I'll guarantee you Middlesbrough don't and mind you, they could win and Sheffield United could get beat off Fulham.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've got a chance. They've got a chance, haven't they?
I do think
the answer I give him was Luton are definitely.
Yeah.
In my mind,
I think I do as well. I think if anyone's going to miss out, I think it'll be Sheffield United. But we'll see.
But again, people say, "Oh, Preston North End aren't playing anything." It's still they've got to go to Preston North End and get a result, and that won't be easy.
Yeah, Preston have been very up and down this season.
Exactly.
But I do think there's something.
They've killed my coupons them this year.
41 points
against them, they've won.
I think there's something to be said with what you said earlier on about it's the last home game of the season. They know they got to do the lap of honour afterwards, say thank you to the fans. That's always better if you've just won the game of football, isn't it?
Exactly.
So
see how many people turn up for when you finish and you're mid-table.
My kids are going to give me a standing ovation now as I walk out.
Yeah, great. We're getting eggs from
3 of them. Just
eggs, flour, and all sorts.
Go on, Dad. Go on. 41
points. Dad, you finished 682nd. Well done.
Do you know, right? If I get a couple more points this weekend, the difference between me and you will be your age. So there we go.
Even though I've got more points than I've got everything. Everything on their stats is more.
Yeah, but it means nothing.
Even the games. 14.
It means nothing.
14. And I can only remember missing like 4. So there's 10 there.
Oh, mate, it's embarrassing now.
Yeah.
2-1 Rangers just conceded a goal. Right. I'm going to go watch the Europa League now. Guys and girls, as always, it's a lot of fun. It's going to be, as always, really enjoy it. Fight show Sunday. And then, fight show Monday because it's my 14th wedding anniversary on Sunday. So I'm having a night off.
She needs to deserve a medal. 14 years.
She needs more than a medal. Spade in the back garden.
Right, I'm off that.
See you later, but my story Tuesday as well. Don't forget, that was a good one last week with Gary Lockett, top boxer. Nice one, guys. Out.